Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I have another big one today. This is like close to 5 pounds, this stone. It's a large, very bumpy, pitted, rough Lake Superior stone, but I've smoothed it out using resin and I've let it dry for a couple of weeks actually because I wasn't sure what I was going to put on it. But today I'm going to use a design from Cricut Design Space. And we're going to do something fun with it. You can do this on a canvas. You can do this on a piece of wood. You can do this on a picture frame. I'm going to do it on a rock because I am a fan of rocks as canvas. So what I've done is I've printed off this design from Cricut Design Space. If you are a subscriber to Cricut Design Space, then this is free for you. It's included in your subscription. Basically, it's an oval with words inside and flowers and doodles and stuff around it to make it look pretty. So you can choose whatever you want. Just get an oval or a circle or a heart shape right inside what you want. You can do the same thing. You can follow along with me. We're going to be dotting it. I'm using vinyl stencil, which is the blue stuff, and then this clear tape is transfer tape, and that's what's going to put it right onto the rock. Now this transfer tape, or sorry, not the transfer tape, the vinyl will stick to my resined rock very, very well, and it's not going to budge while I'm working over top of the stencil and putting black over top of it. We don't want the letters to be black. We don't want the doodles around the outside to be black. We're covering those up with vinyl, and then we're going to peel it all off afterwards once we've painted it black. So you find whatever canvas you've decided to use, whether you're using a rock or you're using a canvas or you're using a picture frame or anything you want. You just make sure you put your vinyl on right. And then once you flatten it down, you peel off the transfer tape. So this is kind of a lesson in Cricut as well, using Cricut stuff. If you don't have a Cricut, you don't need one. Like I said, this is an easy enough design to doodle onto something and make it your own. So don't be worried if you feel like, uh-oh, she's using a Cricut, I'm not going to be able to do this. If I do use the Cricut for you guys in a tutorial, it's going to be something that you can actually do without having a Cricut as well. So hopefully you are able to follow along and learn something from me. Of course, that's all I want. I want to inspire and I want you to learn. I recently had a person message me asking if I offer classes or any kind of training. And I was like, yes, I do. And it's free. It's on YouTube. You guys don't have to pay anything to learn from me and explore what you like and what you don't like about what I'm doing and learn some lessons perhaps on your in your creative world. It doesn't even have to be painted rocks. I'm sure there's a lot of you who've been working with me or following along with my tutorials, and you might not be painting rocks at all. You could be doing something totally different, but I've inspired you in some way to create your own art, and that just makes me so happy. I feel like I have a purpose in the world if I'm helping you guys create beautiful things. And I just want to say thank you. It's been a little while since I've had the moment to sit back and thank you all. I've got over 85,000 subscribers now, and I am so blessed and so thankful for every single one of you. And I sometimes forget to say it, but I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. If you guys didn't hit that like button or hit subscribe, I wouldn't be able to do this anymore. So I really appreciate it. I appreciate the thanks that you guys have been sending me. It really does help me out. So I just want you to know how much I appreciate that and how much you guys actually do mean to me. We wouldn't be Rachel's Rocks if it weren't for you guys. So we are in this together. I plan on getting some more merch out soon. Things have been busy and I'm doing a lot of stuff around the house, and the kids are going to be home soon from school. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get lots out there for you guys still. Just stay subscribed, hit the notification bell so that you can see when I post something new every single time. So now that I've painted my, over top of my stencil, I've painted black with a sponge. You guys have seen me do this before. I love my little finger sponges. They get the paint on evenly, all in one coat, and sometimes 2 coats you might need to do, especially over certain rocks, but I'm just keeping it 1 coat because I will be dotting over top of that black. Now I have used a tool from Cricut that helps you weed up all of that stencil vinyl and peel it all off of the rock so that you're just left with what you've stenciled on. Now what you can see that hasn't been covered in black, we're going to actually cover it in gold. It's optional. You can use white, you can use silver, you can use rose gold, you can use metallic, whatever. It's up to you what you want to do here. Just watch what I'm going to do and see what you want to do afterwards. So I'm thickening up these letters. They're not as thin as the stencil did it. I'm thickening them up. They've had some big snacks, possibly a dinner, and they need to unbutton that top button and relax. They're a little thicker than original. So, but that's okay. I like them thick. We're going to put some chrome inside the letters. If you guys saw my last tutorial with a dragonfly that had chromed body parts and metallic wings and metallic body, I'm going to do the same thing to these letters because that's what's fun. It makes them stand out beautifully on top of the dotted design that we're going to be doing today. If you aren't comfortable with dots, you don't have to. You can leave the background the way it is, or you can keep a natural background and just write the letters on. Don't do any black whatsoever. But for me, I'm going to dot because I like the color. I like what it brings to the background of this beautiful sentiment. But it's totally up to you what you want to do. Just see what I do. And if you don't like it, you change it. That's all. There's probably a lot of people out there that you want to say, I love you to, but you don't know how. So maybe it's your best friend. Maybe it's your workout partner. Maybe it's your husband, your wife, your kids. Maybe it's your doctor or nurse who's taken very good care of you. Sometimes our nurses do not get the thanks that they need and that they deserve. So, you know what? Give her a gift. Give him or her a gift. It's always a nice gesture. But you can write whatever you want in the middle. You don't have to say, I love us. You could say, you're great at cleaning teeth, or you're great at taking my blood, or whatever. You could say whatever. Just, I love you, or you're great, or you're amazing. Just write whatever you want in here, and then you can create something beautiful to give to somebody else. In Cricut Design Space, this template is used, well, you can use it for many different things, but in the picture, it's just on a picture frame on the glass, and it's just vinyl stencil on the glass, and it's there. There's no color to it. It's just gold vinyl. So I was like, I love gold, but I got to do something more with it. I have to add some color. So I'm bringing in all of my little techniques, just like I do on my other rocks, and trying to make this more mine, I guess you could say. It still belongs to Cricut Design, but I'm doing something creative with it. So as you can see, I've put thick letters, and now there's a thick black inside to those letters. So you want to see that gold border, and you want to keep a nice layer of black paint inside those letters. You want to make sure you can still see all that gold outline though. So you might have to go back and fix things. That's what I'm doing now. I'm just kind of fixing areas that might be a bit messy looking, or the gold was too thick, or I had to like wing it with a flower because it didn't show up in the stencil properly when I put it down there, or I peeled stuff up that shouldn't have been peeled up. And you sometimes have to do some cleanup afterwards. So that's basically what you're going to see me doing now. I always do the tedious stenciling and outlining and gold and stuff first. Then I clean it up using black and gold. And then I'm allowed to add color. And adding color is the best part. I love this part. So I've got some dotting tools, different sizes. You don't have to have dotting tools. You don't have to have anything fancy to start this. You can use the ends of knitting needles. You can use toothpicks. You can use makeup brushes, the ends of your makeup brushes. They can make dots. Did you know that? Now you do. So I'm starting off with bigger dots first, and I'm starting with a color called patina. It's like almost like a mint turquoise, light turquoise mint color. It's like beautiful. I'm going to be using a couple of different colors in this design today, but it's going to have like a gradient effect or ombre, however you say it, wherever you are. I always get corrected. And I just say I'm from Canada. Hey, I'm from Canada. So I'm starting off with bigger dots, but then I'm going to go in with a smaller tool, which could be toothpicks if you have them, to fill in that black space with smaller dots. So first the bigger dots, then the smaller dots. And I'm going to do this throughout the whole thing using different shades of blue and purple. So I am going to use teal. I am going to use some cerulean blue. I'm going to use some purple. And I'm going to kind of mix in the colors as we go along so that they all kind of match. And that's how you get that gradient effect. So love to me is one of the big words in this. So I'm starting off with a brighter color for this word. And then as I go to the outer edges, up top and the bottom, it's going to gradually get darker in a darker blue and a little smidgen of purple. So now I'm mixing teal with that original color that I started with, the patina. So now it's darker patina and it's just got more teal in it. But we're going to mingle in those dots, starting with big ones first, like I did at first. Just big ones around that patch that you just did of the lighter color. So go all around that word, all around there, so you can see light blue in the center and it starts getting darker. Then I'm going to add more teal and some cerulean blue. And now we've got this darker color. And if you have like all these colors already in your library of paint, if you already have similar colors, you don't have to mix any, but I like to mix them so that I know they match. So for instance, patina turns to teal when you add teal to it, and then you start adding a dark blue to that teal. It's just going to change gradually and it's going to look super pretty. So I'm doing, again, like I said before, big dots first, and you can see that color changing. It looks so pretty, but when you see the final product, you'll be able to judge better if this is what you want to do with yours. You can also do like a blended sponged background or ink colored, use alcohol inks for the background, or you can do a glittery background and then you can seal it, let it dry, and then do your stencil over top if you're not a fan of dots. There's lots of other options. If you like the I love us part, or the you're great at doing my dental work part, if you love that part but you don't like the dots, change it. That's all you gotta do. So now here I'm adding over top of that darker teal some violet pansy. I love purple. So yeah, I'm not sorry. So I'm just kind of I'm going to sprinkle in the purple. I'm not going to do like a thick outline. I'm not going to do as much as what I did with the other blues already. I'm just putting big dots of purple. I just want to see a little smidgen of purple in the entire thing. So just around that outer edge and mingling it in with some of that darker teal. I'm not going into the lighter teal with the purple, but I'm just adding a smidgen. I'm just sprinkling in some purple, and then we're going to go back to blue again. It's going to be dark blue, dark cerulean blue, and it's gorgeous. So there's a sprinkle of purple. And now our cerulean blue. Don't worry if my paint says outdoor. Some of it says multi-surface, some of it says satin, some of it's matte, some of it's indoors, some of it's outdoor. Everything is going to be the same once you seal it with resin. It just might do better outdoors than other paints do. If it's satin or matte, it doesn't matter because I'm going to seal it and it's all going to be shiny. So don't worry about the types of paints, just worry about the color. Now you can see all those big blue dots I'm adding in. Always start with my bigger dots first. Make sure that there's some all the way around and that it's fairly even. This is our final color, by the way, so there won't be any more dots of color in this. But we are going to color the flowers and the leaves, and we're going to do the chrome on the lettering. So stay tuned for that as well. You do not have to do chrome as well. If you want to do some like hologram 2796 over top of the black, it'll really stand out. If any kind of metallic paints will look really pretty, or iridescent like dragonfly glaze, or different types of Folkart glittery paints that you can use on top of the letters. So chrome isn't the only thing you have to do to make this look beautiful. I kind of even like the black lettering. It looks nice with the gold outline, and it stands out from the background quite nicely just the way it is. So if you kind of want to leave it like that, yeah, you may as well. Totally up to you. Everything in art is optional. So I've got all the dots on there. We got to let those dry, but I can still see through right to the stone where our flowers are. So I'm not really happy with those flowers being like that. So I'm going to do those afterwards. But first, we will work on the lettering. So you guys have seen me do this. It's a no wipe gel top coat. You buy it from Amazon or nail supply stores. It's no wipe, so it's not sticky when it's cured underneath a UV lamp. This only cures, it's kind of like clear resin in a little nail polish bottle, but it cures under a UV light, which is the same thing that nails cure under for gel nails, the stuff I'm allergic to. If you're familiar with gel nails, that's the same kind of lamp, UV lamp that you would need. So once I've painted on my gel with a paintbrush, I can just wash it off with nail polish remover afterwards, so I don't have to throw it away. I also use dotting tools because they have a really pointy end, and I can get them into the points of my letters using a dotting tool as well. But basically, we put that no wipe gel top coat on. We put it under a UV lamp. I put it under for about a minute, 20 seconds. There's all different things that you can use for your lettering. You can use holographic flakes. These are flakes. You can find those on Amazon or nail supply places. There's all different types of chrome powders. It kind of looks like glitter, but it's actually a chrome powder or a mirror powder. You can get holographic powder, and it's super cheap and it lasts a very long time. So I'm going to use this color. It's like a bluish. It changes to purple. It's absolutely gorgeous under different lights, or when you walk past it, it'll change from like a deep burgundy to a purple, then to a blue. So I think that works good for the colors we've chosen for dotting. It matches that cerulean blue nicely, but it does change to purple as well. So all the letters have been done. This did take me a little bit because I did each letter separately and then put it under the UV lamp for a minute and 20 seconds. But my letters are now chrome. It looks like they're only blue, but hopefully you'll be able to see the purple once I seal it with resin and turn it in the light for you. My letters are completely dry. My dots are still drying a little bit, but I'm going to fill in all of my flowers, keep my gold outline, but fill in my flowers and leaves with black paint, let them dry, and then I'm going to use some metallic watercolor in there. And we're going to add just, some green on the leaves and some purple and maybe some burgundy on the flowers, maybe some gold. It's just going to be watercolor though. So it's going to give it a whole different effect by changing everything up. We got our dots, which have like a texture. Then we have our chrome, which just is so appealing to the eyes, especially on different bits and pieces of your work or lettering, of course. But even like the center of your flowers, if you do that in chrome, it just is so fun to work with all these different mediums. So I'm making sure that everything's filled in with black and I didn't mess up any of my gold. And if I did, I went back and fixed it and then let it dry. I'm going to use a water pen, but I'm not going to fill it with water. It's empty. I don't like filling it with water because then I can't control the flow. And when you're working on top of acrylic paint, you don't want to use too much water with your watercolors. So I'm using my own handmade watercolors here. I'm going to be actually adding some of those into my shop today. Some paint buttons as well as paint pans. Some of my most favorite, most used colors will be in there today. So I'm excited for that. I'm using a nice green and some purple that shifts to blue. I'm going to do the petals of the flower, but then I'm going to add some red in the inside, and it's just going to kind of blend and mingle together. You can see it shimmering and swimming together there. As it dries, it's just going to kind of marble into a purple and pink or purple and burgundy flower. I'm using just different shades of my watercolor, filling it in, letting them dry. All my leaves are green. I went around first with my green and made them all green first. Got that out of the way. Now everything is ready. I just love it. But if you know me, it's not enough. So if you have some glue and some Swarovski crystals or flat back rhinestones, you can get them on Amazon as well. I always have a supply at my desk. I'm using triple thick. It's not to seal your rocks, but you can make them shiny using triple thick, but it's not good to put them outside if you just use that. I use triple thick for keeping glitter in place, making glitter kind of like a glitter paint, or I use it as a glue. So I'm just putting a little dot of triple thick in the center of all my flowers, and then I'm sticking on a little flat back Swarovski crystal. It's going to shimmer like Aurora Borealis in each flower, and it just adds to it. Those flowers needed a center. So everything looks great. I think it's looking fantastic. I'm just going to give it a quick gold outline and then a black outline. So it kind of looks like we placed this painting right onto the rock. I want to separate the painting from the background of the rock. So I'm going to resin this. I'm going to show you some stuff at my desk, and then we can appreciate it together at the very end. And now for an episode of What's at My Desk. So cheesy. All right, I've got some watercolor flowers. They're very elegant, very beautiful, very easy. So if you want to know how to do those, let me know and I'll see if I can get a tutorial up and running for you guys. This is a phone grip. It's lace inspired. I have a peacock one as well. Peacock feather. I love them. There's some beautiful watercolor mandala stones, a set of matching stones. They look absolutely gorgeous. I'm actually going to show you the paints that I'm putting in my shop this week. I'll be putting some in today as well as some next week. These are some of my favorite colors that I can't do without. And I've created all of these rocks that you see on my desk right now using my homemade paint. So that'll be in my shop today. Now for the resin reveal. Well, I brought you outside right in front of my clematis to show you the rock in the sun so that you can see it properly. How beautiful is this, you guys? Did I mention I love us? I love you guys. You guys are the most amazing group of people in the world. I can't wait to see you soon. Keep painting. Bye.